'Tis the season to start talking about inflammation and how to fight it off as we approach the fall and winter seasons. Inflammation is something that we should address year-round, but I do understand the increased awareness of it as we approach the cooler months. As a healthcare provider, I know all too well that in the coming months, we will see an increase of patients presenting with symptoms like coughs, cold-like symptoms, fevers, congestion, and things of that nature. But you are in luck because the contents of today's video are not season specific. So you can watch this at any time of the year and it will still be relevant. But of course, where are my manners? Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Knox. I am a doctor of nursing practice with a curiosity and passion for all things health and wellness. If you are new here, and even if you're returning, if you have not yet clicked the subscribe button, go ahead and take a second to do that. It really does help my channel and my platform here on YouTube grow. And without further ado, let's get back into today's video. Today's video is going to be short and sweet, packed with information that you need to know that will help you to cool off inflammation in your body, or better yet, start taking steps to do so. So in today's video, we will talk about what inflammation is and what causes inflammation in the body. We'll talk about examples of food that help to decrease inflammation, as well as the flip side, foods that actually cause inflammation in the body. And lastly, I want to show you some ways to recognize different types of inflammation in your body so that you know what you're looking for. So let's get into it. What is inflammation and why is it important? Inflammation is our body's natural response to injury, infection, or harmful exposure. It's important to know that it is a natural process and it is a very necessary and important part of our body's immune system. It helps to protect and also to heal the body. But what actually causes inflammation? Well, I think we need to break it down into two separate pots. First, we have short-term inflammation and long-term inflammation. Short-term is often referred to in the medical world as acute, and long-term is often referred to as chronic. Acute or short-term inflammation can be caused by things such as infection, illness, or injury. These are typically short-lived and resolve fairly quickly. Chronic or long-term inflammation can be caused by things such as toxins in the body, stress, and diet. It can also be caused by lifestyle factors. I think that's important to note. Our lifestyle factors, our lifestyle habits can contribute to long-term chronic inflammation in our bodies. These are things like poor sleep habits, low physical activity, and even things like obesity. I actually made a video on some very simple and easy ways to incorporate more movement into your day. I'll link that video below in the description box. I also already made another video on how to get better sleep quality, how to improve your sleep hygiene. So I'll also link that video down below in the description box. Make sure you check those two out as I think they complement this video very well. So what are some foods that cause inflammation in our bodies? I think off top, a lot of us kind of know some of the things that are potentially causing inflammation in our body, but let's make it clear and let's put it out there. One of the biggest culprits is fried foods. Yes, even fried zucchini, fried okra, even when you fry vegetables and healthy foods, you're altering them in a certain way that makes them harmful to the body, especially when consumed in excess, especially when consumed consistently. Also things like soda and refined carbohydrates, things like white rice and pasta, bagels, candy, and chips. Now, I do think that it is wise for me to insert here that not all items are created equally, especially in today's society. For example, yes, we are all familiar with something like Lay's potato chips being on the unhealthy end of the spectrum, but there are healthier versions of chips. So I do recognize and put that out there for you guys to consider. However, for the sake of simplicity for this video, I am not going down that rabbit hole because we would be there forever. I'm talking about generally unhealthy foods that are very widely and easily accessible in today's grocery stores, especially here in the United States. So things like Little Debbie's cakes, Doritos or Takis chips, Starbucks croissants and pastries, Hershey's chocolates, Reese's, the things that are very obviously unhealthy and not supporting a healthy overall lifestyle. But on the flip side, what are some things that help to fight off and decrease inflammation in our bodies? The answer is always going to be simple. I'm never going to add extra fluff here. It is always going to be consumption of real whole foods. Some have the power to fight off inflammation a little bit more than others, and some of those things include berries, raspberries, strawberries, blueberries, which are my favorite, leafy green vegetables like spinach, kale, bok choy, collard greens, ginger, tomatoes, apples, and nuts like cashews, pecans, walnuts, pistachios. All of those are good ingredients to help fight off inflammation. And last but not least, celery. Celery is underrated. I'm not a fan of eating it raw, although I will, because as I've mentioned in prior videos, I don't typically let the taste of things deter me from eating them. So I will eat something that may not taste the best to me if I know the benefit of why I'm eating it. And so celery is one of those things that I don't like eating raw, but I will. But I will juice it and drink it with ease. I actually created a video on the benefits of juicing and what led me to start my juicing journey after over a decade of not doing it. So I'll link that down below in the description box. Be sure to check it out. And lastly, let's jump into some very quick, short, and easy ways to recognize that you are dealing with inflammation in your body. Short-term inflammation, that acute inflammation that we talked about, typically presents as pain that has a sudden onset, redness and warm, swelling, and fever. Those are some telltale signs that something acute, something sudden is going on in the body that needs to be addressed. On the other side, when we're talking about chronic, that long-term inflammation that has probably likely been present for years, some of those symptoms can look like fatigue. That is a big one. A lot of people, a huge portion of our population is complaining of fatigue, especially here in the United States. That is one of the signs and symptoms of chronic, long-lasting, long-standing inflammation in the body. Not only fatigue, but also brain fog, when you just feel like you can't think straight. Impaired mobility, digestive issues and bloating, rashes or other skin eruptions, headaches that come and go and come and go and come and go. That is not normal. Unintended weight gain or weight loss, and also joint stiffness. I won't go down a rabbit hole. Joint stiffness is something that is very commonly felt to be a normal sign of aging, and that is partially true, but not completely true, especially if we're talking about people in their 30s and 40s. So I do think that it is important to note that we need to address these things, not simply treat the symptoms, but get to the root cause of why they're there in the first place. And a lot of times we're not addressing the inflammation that is present in our bodies, but we're just putting a patch over these things. Now, it's important to note that long-term inflammation is not going to go away overnight. I do sometimes hear people say things like, oh, I've been juicing for a month or for even 3 months. This inflammation has been present in your body, building up and settling in over the course of years. So you have to be patient with your body to let it adapt and start to recover. So consistent small steps in the right direction can help to improve your symptoms and even alleviate them over time. They can begin to decrease in frequency and intensity, and I think that is something worth looking forward to. So what should you consider doing now? I always like to leave you guys with something practical, something actionable that you can walk away with. And very simply put, I think it's important to take a look at 2 key things. 1, look at what you're eating. And also look at what you're not eating. And 2, this may not be something that you typically hear, but number 2 is to look at your mindset and your feelings and your emotions towards your personal health and wellness journey. I think a lot of time mindset and emotion is taken out of the picture when we're talking about these things, but they are very key players in the overall context of this conversation. But most importantly, what I want you to do is use this information as you see fit. I want to encourage you to start thinking for yourself and trusting your gut. I want you to be able to start hearing your own inner voice, because it is there. A lot of us sometimes have so much stuff, so much distraction, so much anxiety, so many scurrying thoughts in our mind that we cannot even hear ourselves anymore. And you will get to a point where you trust you to make the right decisions for your health and wellness. There's a lot of information out here on YouTube, on Instagram, across all social media platforms, on Google searches, on media forums. There's so many things out there. You have to be able to consume, but then also filter through what serves you and what doesn't serve you, what serves you in this specific season of your life and what you may need for another season. But most importantly, give yourself some grace. Give yourself some patience and give yourself some love. We are in this together. Thank you so much for watching this quick, short, and sweet video. If you liked it, make sure, number one, that you hit that subscribe button to help me and my channel grow. 2, make sure to hit the thumbs up and like this video. It helps to continue to spread this video out to others. And 3, drop a comment below if you enjoyed this video. If you have dealt with inflammation and have come out on the other side, let us know what you did. It's not a one-size-fits-all journey, but I think the more that we have the conversations, the more that we hear from other people and listen to what their experiences are, it can help us as well in our own journeys. So take care until the next video.